Wow. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Purpose for Forever. We appreciate you guys rocking with us and hanging with us. We have a great topic tonight. It's going to be interesting. Make sure this is your opportunity to share. Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. And sharing is caring. And tag somebody that you might want in this conversation. All right. So I don't even have it out yet. Um, so just hang tight. Hold on. Un momento, and we'll be right back.
Me and you together, our purpose for forever. Won't let nothing ever tear us apart. Me and you together, our purpose for forever. Won't let nothing ever tear us apart. Me and you together, our purpose for
Damn, all right.
Okay.
I know. Sorry, I just couldn't hear the music. Oh,
Yeah.
so, threw off a little bit. So we appreciate you guys again. Feeling a little hot, but okay, we're gonna take a fan break because I'm hot. Hold on.
Wow. Okay. So that's really interesting. As you guys can see, we obviously don't have our stuff together tonight because now we're taking fan breaks. But thank you guys for joining us. As usual, we're on typically every Monday at 8 p.m. Me and my wonderful partner, as you can see right here. So tonight, our topic is, let's see.
Too much.
I don't know. Oh, what's your focus when dating? Now, this is the Mister's topic. So, hey, Keita, how are you, sweetie? So, I am along mostly for the ride tonight.
All right. So when we're talking about the basics of dating. Um, what is your purpose? There's been kind of I guess, a small debate and probably big debates in a lot of different areas, but we've kind of talked about this a little bit. Um, is it dating? It's about dating to marry, or dating to kind of meet other people, kind of network in a sense, but it's every date that you go on with the purpose of marrying.
Did you share?
Did I share? I'm going to share. I was talking
Okay,
with
excuse
the
me.
purpose of marrying. So this has been kind of a conversation we've been having. I think she's had with others. Um, but we're gonna dig into it, and
Yeah.
everybody watching, let us know how you feel, especially if you're watching on the replay as well. Make sure you let us know how you're feeling about that. Um, yeah. So let's just jump on in it.
Okay, so I, a lot of times, seem to be the minority, and I have the unpopular opinion when it comes to dating or whatever. Um, I think honestly, like, I don't think dating should be so intense. And I don't think it should be so life or death. People, you go on a date, you meet somebody, and by 3 dates, you want to know, their credit score, their blood type, how many kids you want, how many. I feel like we rush through a relationship. You rush through the building of a foundation. And if you know anything about building anything, if you build something too fast, it does not last. If you don't build it with, sturdy stuff in place, it
Right.
does not last. So I feel like when you're talking about the rest of your life or marriage or finding a mate or somebody you plan on having kids with, I think that dating should be a process. I think you should take time to enjoy getting to know somebody, time to enjoy just the person, to see, if you really like them, if they're funny, if they're corny, all the little quirks. But I think if you go in it like, I'm looking for a husband,
Okay, but what do you say? Like some of that questioning in the beginning, is because you're trying to make sure, as we kind of slowly travel down this path, that they at least are, I won't say a good fit, but at least are in your top, at least have your, with the non-negotiables out of the way.
I'm not saying don't have questions and
Okay.
don't have discussions.
Okay.
I mean, part of getting to know somebody is there's going to be, questions and, stories and anecdotes and all that stuff. So I'm not saying go into it and don't ask anything. I'm
Right.
saying I don't believe you should go in there with a mile long checklist.
Right.
I don't feel you should go in there with rapid fire questions. Oh, okay. Well, you did this. Well, what about this? And what about this? And what? I don't feel that way. I think, like I said, I think you should, try to enjoy the journey.
Right.
Just, see if it's even a fit. You want to,
Right. So should they know your intentions from jump?
I mean, I guess, yeah. Well, here's the thing. So I think most of the problem is people dating and sex shouldn't be synonymous.
Right.
Like, I feel like so many people rush the relationship process because you done jumped in the bed with somebody.
Right.
So I feel like if we learn how to zip it up a little better,
Right.
then you could have time to enjoy the relationship. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with saying, I'm looking for, with expressing what you're looking for.
Right.
I'm just saying, you going into it like, I want a husband. Like, okay, but it takes time, I feel. And then, like I said, this is my personal thing. I feel like it takes time to know if someone is husband material. Like to know if someone is truly a good fit for you. I just feel like rushing it and going into it like I need a husband.
Right.
Like I feel like that puts you on the the desperation path. Like, you going in, you're so desperate.
Right.
I feel like you're trying to make, people often times try to make that person into a husband.
Right.
Oh, I like him and I want a husband, so he gonna be it.
Right.
And and I think that a lot attributes to the divorce rate. Like people get divorced now like it's nothing, like because, and it's because you've built no foundation.
Right.
Oh, I met him, I liked him. Oh, I thought he was like this, but he not like that. Well, you skipped so much because you was looking for a husband.
Okay. So you feel like it just move a little bit too fast
Slow the process down.
So it should be, so make the getting to know a little longer.
Well,
and not get so antsy or so.
Well, here's the thing: are you getting to know the person, or are you trying to see if they're gonna fit as your husband?
Right. I guess you go in thinking I'm trying to fit them into this spot right here. Like,
I mean,
right
but exactly. So that's like you're gonna take a circle and you're gonna put it in this square at all costs.
Well, he came in, he talked, he looked square-ish. She looks square-ish.
Well, that's the thing. I'm not in favor of that. I mean, naturally, if you're looking for a husband and you've been, and this is my personal opinion, and I'm sure it's unpopular and whatever. And you go in, you looking for a husband, but by day 3, you've already convinced yourself, oh, he gonna be my husband,
right.
And then you wind up very disappointed because you've rushed the process.
Right.
Like you're gonna force him into your timetable, your idea of what it's supposed to look like.
Right.
I mean, why can't you just go on a date and get to know somebody, like
right.
build a real relationship?
Right.
I mean, like if you can wake up one morning just like, okay, I had enough, and go down and get divorced all in the same day, I just feel like, the relationship just really didn't have any foundation. And
right.
and I can say this from experience. It took me like 5 years to actually file for divorce. I mean, And don't get me wrong, I had got the papers several times. I would
Right.
go down, pick up the papers, and cry all the way home.
Right.
Because I wasn't just losing the man that I married or the father of my children. Like, we had been friends
Right.
for so long. We had an established foundation of just friendship. Like, before we even crossed over into the dating arena, we
Right.
were just friends. Like, so even in getting a divorce, I still liked him as a person. I just, at that point, I didn't feel like the relational part
Right.
was working out, and I feel like we rush through the process. So yeah, like, you wake up, I'm just gonna divorce him, because there's no foundation built there. Like, we go in looking for so much from people. We go in with such big expectations and
Right.
all these, goals that we've set.
Okay.
On the other hand, a person
Okay.
has.
On the other hand, if this person has no intention of getting married and you want that, why even keep talking dating?
Right. Well, and in that case, you shouldn't.
What if I'm just not ready? Like, what if we're talking, we're vibing, you start, I mean, we like click, you know my life a little bit, you know my background, and you're like, oh man, this is great. And you start seeing, because we're natural human, we start seeing further, and I'm seeing just right now, like, because I just came out of a divorce, I just came out, or something happened, and I'm seeing I'm not really ready, like, would you say, would it be worth the wait? And this to Trina, would you say it'd be worth the wait, or should you wait? Like, if I just, like, we start talking, like, you're getting stars in your eyes, and you're like, what's your view on marriage? I'm like, I'm not sure, because I'm really
Yeah, but not
apprehensive.
sure is not the same as I don't want to be married.
I got you.
Like, don't misunderstand. I'm not saying you should just waste your time
Right.
with people.
Right.
I'm just saying I don't feel like we should go into a relationship, go into a date
Right.
with, I'm gonna be a wife.
Right.
I want to be this.
Right.
I mean, you know what your goals are. And to be honest, a lot of times when you're talking to people and you listen, the more you talk to somebody, the more you learn about them.
Right.
And,
Right.
you kind of figure out whether or not they're going to be a fit. But I'm just saying, you go in and you dumping something at somebody's feet.
Okay.
I want to be married. I want you to make this amount. I want you to make that amount. I don't like this. I don't like that.
Right.
Like, and we wonder why men run away. And we say it's because they're scared of commitment. No, they're scared of you.
Keita said, I have learned in this dating game to watch and listen before you decide for someone what they want for their life. In today's time, people are making decisions for other individuals without discussing to see if they are on the same page.
Right. Discussions. Which one is that? So don't show up for the...
Maybe second date. Show up in a wedding dress. Say, listen, this is what I'm be looking like
Right.
in 3 months.
I feel like everybody we encounter, and I mean encounter. I don't mean just, in passing, but, people that you become connected to,
Right.
like, there may be a different purpose for that person in your life.
Right.
Maybe he's not supposed to be your husband. Maybe, there's some other purpose, by being connected to that person or just getting to know them.
Right.
Nobody's saying waste your time. I'm not saying be with somebody for 7 years, taking care of their kids. Like,
right.
we go in and we trying to, it's like you're auditioning. You go in and like, I want to be a wife, so I'm going to show him I could cook, I could clean for him, I could do whatever.
Right.
And then you wonder why 7 years in, he still has not married you.
Mm.
Like,
Right.
it's too much. And again, this is my personal thing.
Right.
Like, we had a couple on a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
The why can't I think of his last name? Prestons.
Yes.
I was about to say the voices. The Prestons. Alexis and Byron.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And she said, which is something I had never really thought about. She said that while they were dating, she didn't cook for him.
Right.
She didn't make his plate. She didn't do none of that.
Right.
The whole time they was dating. And he thought like that she couldn't even cook.
Right.
of course, he still proposed to her and still, they still wind up getting married
Mhm.
because what he learned about her and the connection they established
Right.
far outweighed her trying to audition to prove that she could be a wife by
Right.
cooking and cleaning. So I'm just saying, like, we go into some of this stuff, the wrong way. Like, we go in and, oh yeah, I'll babysit your kids. Oh yeah, oh, let me come over. I'll clean your house. I'll do your dishes. All of this trying to audition to be a wife, and you haven't even figured out if you're a good fit.
Right.
Like, you're just gonna prove to him that you're wife
I
material.
think, yeah, going to that.
One
Richard
day.
said one date would be nice without a woman prejudging me. Be nice if they were open minded. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I have alone for a second. I'll just say, I think to some degree we all prejudge people one way or another. I think somebody being willing to go on a date shows some sign of there being an open-minded side. I mean, because they did choose to actually go on a date with you. So I think there's some open-mindedness there. But it's like a natural part of us to judge one another.
Right.
Everybody
Right.
can say whatever they want. It's a natural thing.
Someone
And
walked through the door, you got
like you
a
have
judgment. You
a
got
judgment or an opinion.
Right, right. Right.
But it kind of equals the same thing. So I think it's just a natural part of of being a person.
Yeah.
But the reality is, if you're talking about relationship is what you want and forever is what you want, then I
Right.
feel like you have to be willing to take the time to establish
Right.
whatever. Forever. I'm sorry. To establish forever. I think those things take time. But if you go in with you got, it's like a box, and on this box you done put all these labels, and then you want somebody to to keep the box. If you pick up a box and it's labeled fragile, a bomb, you're gonna be like, I need to put this down because
Right.
I don't want to deal with whatever's in there. And so if you go on a date and you done plastered all these labels all of yours, I need to be married by the time I'm 30. I need to have 2 kids. I need him to be making, whatever. Oh, I need your body to look like this. That's a lot of labels.
Right.
And we asking people to be willing to peel off all your labels to figure out what's in the box. That's a lot.
Right.
I think that's a lot to go in with so many things going on.
Right. So you're having a date. Do you feel like, and I'll give my opinion first, but do you feel like if we are just in the get to knowing stage, is it cool? And I think it is, but you think it's cool to date multiple people at one time. Now, listen, and like we preference from the beginning, because some people equate dating and sex as one.
Yeah.
So we
that's
want to make
not-
this clear. We're not saying dating and sex are one, because they're not. They're not. They're two separate things.
They definitely should be two separate.
Separate things. So understand. We're making this clarification. Like, oh, you date? No, dating, and so I believe it's okay. Like you can meet people and go out and hang out, because you're just hanging out. You're not really. It's kind of like, I don't even know. I can't even put it like a job. It's like, how you going for a job, you interviewing, because you're just meeting people and you're having conversation, and then you sit and talk with someone long enough, you're like, you know what, they were pretty cool, and then you might meet somebody, but then over time hanging out with that same person, you're like, you know what, I'm gonna start winding it down, like, because I'm really feeling this person. I feel like they're cool or whatever. So I'm cool with the multiples, until once you feel like, I mean, maybe there's an overkill. I don't know what the number is, but just hanging out, because that's what you're doing. Hey, what you doing? I mean, let's hang out. Let's go chill or whatever. And you're building, you're dating and you're getting to know. Now, what would you say? Do you agree with that? Like, and is there so 2 things. multiple dating. Is there a time frame for how many times you go out? He said, where are all these multiple?
Listen, okay, so naturally,
Personality overlooks as with time looks fade. Yeah, traditional qualities are like strong women, shared values, and ethics. I hear you.
she said, well, I'm almost with Trina a little bit. Yeah, where are all these multiple people? I mean, here's the thing. In the beginning, you getting to know one another. But again, like I said, I'm not saying go into something and just act like, oh, whatever you like. No, we're not we're not doing that either. I'm saying, just take time before we start with all the labels. I want to be a wife today. Like my clock is ticking. Like
Right.
all that stuff, is a lot.
Right.
So, but in the date, like
Right.
there should be conversation.
Definitely.
So, while you guys are talking, there's nothing wrong with asking.
Right.
Like, okay, well, how many people, are you dating?
Right.
Or even asking what does dating mean to you? Like,
Right.
did we just
What's
have
the
a date?
Right.
Or are we dating? Because unfortunately there's degrees and I guess levels to it. And so there's nothing wrong with asking some of those questions.
Yes.
Or asking really any question that you feel is pertinent. I'm just saying the rapid fire and the long list is just a lot for somebody. Like, honestly, sometimes, like if you want to go on a date, if you want to have dinner, sometimes I just want to be around somebody that's cool. Maybe
said these multiple people aren't breaking down my door.
what
And then
the other comment say?
and Dr. White,
Yes, a
Dr.
person
Rush
should
said,
go with multiple people if they can go on a date. Right. It's just a date. But all of that stuff should come out in conversation. I'm just saying, focus on getting to know the person. Like, almost kind of get lost in the experience. Like, we're only gonna live once. Like, you going through it like it's a daggone race. Like it's a what is a 400-meter dash. I gotta reach here by a certain time. And I just feel like that's a lot of pressure to put on anybody. That's male and female. That's a lot of pressure to put on a person, because
she said those questions should be asked before the first date.
Which question?
Like, so you're saying
do you want to get married?
The married question, the children. Well, I mean, other than knowing that they're married, that's a non-starter.
Well, right.
But the deeper question should be asked before, like on the phone, like while we FaceTiming kind of
thing. So, like, if you don't want to get,
what's up, Atlas?
I'm supposed to ask you, do you want to get married before we even go out?
Are you interested in marriage?
I'm sorry, I'm done with you. If you ask me that and we haven't even been out, like, yeah, that's a bit much.
What you doing today? Are you interested in getting married? Oh no! A couple of more questions. What you like to eat? What's your favorite color? You like to want to get married? What is marriage on the scale 1 to 10? Is it at 10?
I mean,
5?
Again, it depends on how much. To me, and again, this is my personal Samantha only. He feels how he feels. I feel how I feel. So, I think it depends on how much time from.
Oh, what do you think about marriage?
Again, it depends on how much time between me giving you my number and us talking before we actually have a date. So if I meet you, let's say I meet you at the mall on a Monday and we may talk twice during the week and you like, we're going to go out on Friday.
Right.
I'm sorry. In those 2 conversations, don't ask me how I feel about marriage.
Right.
I ain't even had a meal with you. I don't even know.
Why are you dating? I mean, so I'll speak for myself. I mean, if you're dating, kind of like, may not be ready to get married. Shed it, Richard. He said there's a way to ask without being pushy, but at the same time, that's like, I don't know if I'm ready.
We just done jumped into deep. It's like jumping in an 8-foot pool.
Yeah.
And I don't
don't
even
know.
know if I can swim yet.
Right.
I
Like,
think that's a lot.
I think it's, to me, and like I mentioned earlier, like if I'm coming out of a divorce, I just kind of want to get out the house, hang out. Marriage ain't on the menu. So it's like I kind of just want to hang out. I want to see if I even want to get into this dating stuff. Like I don't want to be a hermit. I've been in the house 6 months, a year, 2 years. I want to get out. I want to just kind of hang out. So marriage is like, I'm not starry-eyed. I'm not seeing it yet. He said you can determine a person's agenda by asking other questions. I mean,
Right, but see, that's what I'm saying. You going into this like you a spy, like you were a daggone, what is that? Investigator?
PI?
Yeah,
Private investigator?
like you a private investigator. I don't feel like dating should have
Should
to
be that deep.
not in the beginning,
I got
because
you.
I feel like you miss out on
I
the
got you.
process. I mean, of course, like when I was dating him a million years ago,
Right.
at the time, honestly, when we started dating,
Right.
I didn't ever want to be anybody's wife.
Yeah,
That
I
was the
never thought about that
last thing.
Ask what was your last relationship?
Before you even go out, yeah, that's a lot. Dating
Mhm.
wasn't even on my mind. I mean, getting married.
Right.
Like once we started dating and
Right.
I started to really care for him like that,
Right.
and I felt like we had a future, or I felt like I wanted him in my future. Let me
Right.
say that. I felt like I wanted him to be a part of my future. Then
Right. Magnum.
right.
Yeah.
Like then I decided I wanted to be married. Once
Right.
I fell in love with him, or I'm sorry, grew into love with him, then I knew I wanted to be married, because I didn't just want to be married.
Right.
I wanted to be married to him.
Right.
And I think like that's the defining something. Like, yeah, you may want to be married or you want to be a wife, but to who? Just anybody?
Right.
Like,
I mean, so like some of those questions to me, I mean,
are intense.
yeah, I feel you, Dr. Troy, because this is kind of like your area, but with at least the beginning, you kind of want to ease into it. See, and I mean, how the relationship, I think that's like a second, maybe like at the end when you kind of comfortable,
It ain't none of your business, and we ain't even been to dinner. I'm sorry. Like,
I'm gonna text you.
okay, so we
How
were
did your
divorced.
last-
Anybody else watch? We were divorced for 3 years. So
Yeah.
I dated,
Right.
like, and I dated, like, because I'm the date person. Like, we go out or whatever. Don't be asking me what happened in my marriage already. I just met you. Like, that is none of your business. I don't even know if I like you. Why am I about to go into a whole story? I feel like it's going to be hard
Ooh,
to get.
that's a tough one.
I feel like it's going to be hard to get the truth out of people with the rapid fire. You need to know everything up front. Some things I have to be willing to let you in.
Right.
I have to be willing to trust you enough with some details to get honesty out of people.
Right.
And that's just the truth. And I'm not.
Oh, we're interpreting your response.
Oh,
I got you. I know
It's hard.
It's hard.
All we have
we read it. I know.
is what you're saying.
I got you. I got you.
But some things come over
good,
time. I mean, I
You're
do agree with you, Dr. Troy, that there are other questions you can ask to get to know people.
Right.
But, just like anything, people are willing to open up when there's a lot less pressure. I feel like when you go in too hard, you coming in hot,
Right.
you're going to get, you're going to get those rapid fire answers,
Right.
which are going to be shallow, might border on the truth, because you pressing me for an answer that I may not be prepared to give you. And no, I'm not telling you waste 7 years dating somebody. I'm not saying that. I'm not telling you to waste your time.
Right.
I'm just saying, and again, my personal feelings is, it's a process, and you get to know people. Yes, keep your legs together.
Right.
First of all,
Right.
you don't have to have sex with everybody you date.
Right.
So take that off the table.
Right.
And to be honest, a lot of times if you just take that one thing off the table, it'll tell you a lot about the person that's asking you out.
Right.
I mean, so there are ways to weed out people that are just gonna waste your time
Right.
that you can never get back.
Yeah.
So, you know, there are absolutes. You know, like I'm not getting to bed with nobody.
Right.
If that's an absolute, that is your absolute.
Right.
Like, you know, keep that in the forefront. Those things are important. But just the whole, oh, well, what's your credit score? You own a house yet? How old you want to be when you buy a house? How many? Well, you know, ask them how many kids they got. That might be. You know, that's
starter.
Yeah, that's listen. If you have a limit to baby mamas, then that might be a question. You know, like we in our 40s. If I meet somebody, I need how many kids you got? And how many baby mamas?
I got 5 and 5.
Oh
5
no,
and 5.
see, no.
And all of them 2, 4,
Mm-mm.
6, and 9.
I mean, there definitely should be some absolutes that you have.
Right.
I'm just saying, you know, try to enjoy the process. Sometimes you might go out with somebody and realize, you know what, you just a really good friend. Like
Right.
we click, but we don't got that kind of chemistry.
Right.
Like, you know, I can, you know, maybe talk to you about other stuff, but we ain't gonna be,
Right.
you know, you're not husband, you're
Right.
not hubby, like,
Right.
but you cool. Like you
In the friend zone. Just go.
yeah, you can
friend
be
spot.
my friend, and he might feel the same way about
Right,
you.
right.
Like, yo, when I need somebody I just want to hang out with no pressure,
Right.
I'ma call you.
Right.
And that's fine.
Right.
To know these things, but I don't know. Going
So-
in, looking at everybody with husband glasses on.
So Rich said, Samantha, any tips on how to get a woman to fall in love with you? So I will say, just be yourself. Just be
I
yourself.
I
Nah.
thought he was gonna say like he had some game
No.
because he had none.
Yeah, I'm just saying, and that's why. Just be yourself.
Yes.
Like the more yourself, the more confident you are in who you are. You know, the more women notice you. Like it's and it's kind of like the old school from even in school. You know, bad boys get noticed because they just confident and just they focused on what they do. They
They
don't.
ain't husband material.
No. I'm just saying they get attention. So I'm just don't be a bad boy, but just be confident in who you are. You know, that's where you know you can't falling in love. You know, you just got to be you. That ups your attraction. Just being who you are. You know, and just staying in your lane.
What that say?
Samantha, I'm answering.
Oh, okay, I'm just checking because he surely did
I'm
direct
sure.
that question.
Yep,
to
he
me.
sure did, and I'm answering. Go ahead and answer. I didn't.
Well, I was gonna say exactly what he said.
Yeah.
To be honest, just be yourself. To be honest, everybody you meet again is not supposed to be your wife.
Right.
Every woman that you find attractive may not be attracted to you.
Right.
But I also believe at the same time that, you know, there's somebody for everybody.
Right.
So there's somebody that's gonna be as quirky and as weird as you may feel you are.
Right.
But it's just, you know, everything is a process. It takes time. And it takes time to fall in love. Like that love at first sight and, I knew I loved you by date number 2. All that, that's TV stuff. And it sounds good. And for some people, I'm going to say this, for some people, it works. Like they just look across the room and he like, you gonna be my wife.
Mm-hmm.
And then she marry him. Hey, I'm not gonna knock it. If that's your story, bless your heart.
Bless your heart.
But I just feel like, you know, falling in love, you know, it takes time. But being yourself is what matters. That way, whether it works or whether it doesn't, you haven't lost anything. You know, like you haven't spent a lot of time trying to be something that you're not.
Right.
So I would say be yourself.
Yeah.
And focus on being your best you.
Right.
And then, you know, and also you have to put yourself in a position to meet people. So
Right.
I have a friend that might still be watching, you know, and I tell this person that all the time, like, you know, ain't too many people gonna knock on your door. You got the UPS, the FedEx, the Amazon people, the mailman.
Right.
Outside of that, nobody's coming to your house to get you out and be in a relationship with you. So you have to put yourself in a position to meet people.
Right.
You have to be outside of your house. You have to be open
Right.
to meet people and open to different possibilities. And the long list, I know all these famous people come up with, oh, this is the list I prayed for. And God said to right to my door and he knocked on it. Well, bless your heart.
Bless your heart.
The Lord has done miraculous things
Right.
for you. But this long list of what we think somebody should look like, what we think
Right.
somebody should talk like, be like, what he should eat. People have this, I want a shoe size to be this. They got
Walmart
stuff.
has not worked so far.
These people have got very detailed lists. I
Right.
want his feet to be this size. I want his hands to be this big. That's a lot. Like, that's a lot. Like I said, I didn't intend on getting married initially. And prior to him, the people that I dated were very different. Very, very different from Mr. Walker here. But once we got together, to be honest, he is the best fit for me. Like, don't be a weirdo, like the kids say.
Always,
He fits me perfectly. Like, so it didn't look anything like, what I would have thought in my head based on prior attractions or prior interactions. So if I would have stuck to, what I always had in my head,
Right.
I would have never married him.
I mean, I think I would say, you have your 1 or 2, maybe 3 non-negotiables.
Right.
So like things that like, that you just, if they got like, I can't adjust on.
And Shima, Walmart is not Walmart.
Yeah, listen,
When I go to Walmart, all I ever get is weirdos that follow me down the aisle. You meet weirdos in Walmart. You're not gonna meet.
I was gonna say Publix, but there's no Publix in New York. What's the
Stay away from the Walmart weirdos. W Walmart weirdos.
Go to Target or something. But yeah, just having non-negotiables. I mean, of course, for who you are, you want someone that's at least attractive or easy on the eyes. That's without saying.
You don't want to
Just-
look and be like, "Ooh, hey, baby."
It's so
Okay.
silly.
I'm sorry.
I mean, that's what I usually say about I don't think it's like a love at first sight. Maybe it's a lust at first sight because people are pretty. You just like, wow, you just really caught my attention or whatever.
Yeah, but you don't know nothing about them.
I mean, you're probably hoping like, I hope what's on the outside is just as beautiful on the inside. He said, James, good man, funny and wild, just very much so.
Yeah,
And
there's
funny. I'm very, very funny. Very funny.
There's a lot more adjectives I can add with that.
Great, wonderful,
he is
magnificent,
right. He is a good man. I will.
all-knowing.
Wow, now he's turned into Jesus, folks. He's all knowing.
Oh man,
He's doing a little too much.
a little too much.
Just a little bit.
Oh man. So what was I saying? What was I saying for church? So the non-negotiables,
Right.
whatever that may be for you, like the things, could be, I don't want to have a baby, like, or baby mamas, or, like, can he at least be driving? Like, I'm being honest, like little, like stuff that, that could be a serious inconvenience that'll make it harder for you guys to date. This, whatever it may be, pick like 3, just, because the longer the list, the harder it is for you to find someone to fit.
I'm not
in
saying
that.
all that. I'm just saying
Too long a list.
So some of the things that we think are best for us,
Yeah.
over time, we realize that that's not the answer. Because
Right.
like I have somewhat of an aggressive personality, and so for a long time, I thought that I needed somebody with an aggressive personality because I was aggressive.
Right.
And then I couldn't really understand why it just, was a lot of aggression
Right.
going on. And it took, again, me getting into a relationship with him when I thought I was going to ride. He's like, really?
Right.
Is that what we're doing? And I was like, wait a minute. That's different.
Right.
And I realized like that's because when I'm trying to go here, he bring me all the way back down to like, but that's what I need. Like that's what works best for me. But if I would have stuck with the whole, I want to,
Right.
I want to be aggressive. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. Like it would have never, my story would be very, very, very different.
Right.
So I think, like I said before, there has to be absolutes. Everybody has some things that, they want, and that's fine. I'm not telling you to give up your absolutes. I'm not telling you to give up your timetables. If you feel that works for you, stay with it. But if you still single and you've been working with that timetable and those absolutes for the last, let's just say 3 to 5 years, and it just ain't coming together, you might want to sit down and have a long, hard look at your list and who you are and what you want, and kind of go from there.
Right. It's like for her, having me to be the calm, and for me, I was different, but like I kind of was trying to find ways to fit in a lane. So, getting with her, taught me to be different. Like help me just be me. Oh, and there were times and conversations and be around people, and she would say something in my mind like, "This woman here." Then people were like, "Oh yeah, that's a good idea." Like,
See?
and I learned like just being in your lane, being who you are, like and can we keep it real? And Trina gonna probably laugh at me. There was a time that I was like, "Come on, baby, fit in this box. Just get in the box with everybody. Get in there, and I had to realize, yeah, that wasn't her, and it was good. It was good for us. It made us better. And honestly, it's kind of what brought us here. Like not being like everybody else, not or feeling like you have to conform to the conversations. Where you can kind of really independently think. And just like I don't need to follow what everybody else is doing, and and not and not even in the average sense, but being on the fringe of just like, yeah, I hear you, but I don't agree with that. Like it's just so she kind of helped me come out of my box in the sense where just be me, just do you. You know what's in your head, your idea, just do the idea. Stop trying to get it to fit into that space, make your own space, and this is kind of where all these different spaces have come from because she was like, make your own space, make your own lane. So she pushed me as well as, I brought it down a bit, and listen, it's with both of us, it's a challenge in learning and me and getting more focus and scheduling and things like that and timing. And then some of the parts where I'm so laid back, she's kind of like, come on, we gotta, you put a little more, get in there. Like, you put a little more energy in this. So, and we balance each other out. And trust me, it's challenges. It's challenges. Like, it's kind of like having a coach almost. Like, she don't just go away, So it's one of those things. And it's finding that in the midst of dating, the one that you like. We always kind of bumping heads on stuff, but I keep calling her. Like she's good. Yeah, complimenting each other, and it takes really knowing what you want, and then knowing who you are. You understand what I'm saying? So Richard, like being confident in who you are, and that goes for ladies too. Just be who you are. Don't let someone shape who you are.
Right.
Don't let somebody tell you what you're gonna become. And as women, let the man lead. Doesn't mean I'm telling her who she's going to become. She helps me in certain things, but I'm here to help her become herself as well. Like, or not become that, but encourage her, motivate her to become herself as well. And that's how it should work. She shouldn't throw down everything she was doing so she can follow me. I'm not Jesus. She's supposed to become herself, and while, she helped me, she pushed me, I push her, and we become better. I don't
together.
know. Yes. I just felt like I need to say that because sometimes, as a man, even as a man, sometimes you just, somebody, you get so enthralled in them. You conform everything. you change all your life, because you want this so badly. But then, about 5 years in, you are not happy because it's gonna be life. That you're gonna come off the high, and now it's like
Yes,
what I got
better
left.
together.
Yes,
Absolutely.
better together. Dr. Brown's in the building. So you don't have to give up your whole life for a relationship. Don't give up your pursuits. Don't give up your goals for a relationship. Have it merge together. Be going the same way. It's an open book these days, writing new chapters. Okay.
And I listen, I want to say, dating, I know everybody social media has put everything right in front of
Yeah.
your face, and
Fast
you're
track
looking
it.
at this stuff
Right.
and you thinking this is the answer
Yeah.
to my life, to
Right.
get somebody that looks like this, somebody
Right.
that does this, somebody
Right.
that does that.
Right.
Like all of that stuff may be great
Right.
if that's what you need, but I mean, social media does not have to dictate your life.
Right.
Like couples, to be honest, you never know what people are dealing with or what their lives are like together,
Right.
or if they even like each other.
Right.
You really, really never know. So before you start chasing some phantom goal, that you see on social media,
Right.
you might really want to just take a step back and kind of think about what's best for you.
Right.
All our journeys are different. Where everybody has a different path. Even if you go into the same place, like we all have different paths. We
Right.
all have different things that are gonna occur
Yep.
in our journey, and so keep that in mind. Like even if you think you want what somebody else has,
Yeah.
you never really know what that looks like. So
Definitely.
focus more on the things that are going to be beneficial for you,
Right.
and what works, what really, really works
Right.
for you, and not so much all this stuff. Because I know from week to week you guys see, like we see, is some couple done broke up, somebody done got a divorce,
Right.
the husband wearing pink tutus, the wife is wearing sweatsuits, and I don't know. It's just it's so many things that you find out about these very same people.
Right.
So just be honest.
From what doesn't work. Right. Right.
Well, yeah,
That
that
too.
too, and travel your own path.
Yeah.
And if you don't feel like you have a path, create one.
Right.
Create your own lane.
Right.
You don't have to travel in the lane of the people before you. You take this. Oh, I like that. I'll keep that. Oh, I like this, but no, I don't like that.
Right.
Create your own lane. Create your own path. I know I've said before, create your own relationship. Let your relationship look like what you want it to look like.
Definitely.
Nobody else's. Because I can assure you, ours is what we design. We are the authors of our relationship.
Right.
And we definitely make sure to do what works for us.
Yes.
So that is my advice. Do what works for you.
Yes.
But just keep some things in mind and be honest. And some of this, if your approach hasn't worked in about 3 years, you might want to go ahead and it's okay to change it up a little bit.
Right.
But don't start with the banners. There's no good men. There's no good women.
Right.
All men suck. All women suck. Like, yeah.
Right.
Just change your approach.
Right.
Do some things a little different.
Yep.
Right. You have to live with it. Absolutely.
Right.
Dr.
Yes,
Raleigh, you have to live with
no
it.
one else.
While
Right.
you chasing this stuff, you're gonna get, somebody that look like, I don't know, one of the Instagram models, and you get her in the house, and it's not gonna be what you think it's gonna be.
Right.
Or you're gonna get the dude, 6 feet tall with the abs in the curly hair, and you're gonna get him home, and it's not gonna be what you think it's gonna be.
Right.
And they might not even be a good fit for you.
Yes, indeed.
So find somebody that fits you.
Right.
Make it as personal as you can. What's going to be good for you? Don't worry about what your mama said, what your daddy said, what your friends tell you. My cousin husband does this for her.
Right.
So I want,
Right.
Let all that stuff go.
Right.
Let all that stuff go. Create your own experience.
Yep.
Stop with the rapid fire questions. Take time to, to get to know
Yes,
people.
take time.
Take time, build a foundation.
Yeah, definitely.
Stay out the bed with everybody. Definitely want to minimize that part.
Yes, it said also know your likes and dislikes, but be open to know it will change.
Right, but
Interesting.
but it should be changing. Right. Be
'Cause you-
open.
right.
Be open. There's
Right.
certain things that I don't like, but I might engage in it a time or two.
Right. Documentary here and there.
Right, here and there, though. But I'm not
Right.
gonna sit and do it all day just because that's what he likes.
Right.
And the great part is he doesn't expect me to.
Right.
Well, he might expect me to,
Few,
but he
just a
know
few
I'm
more.
not.
Just a few more. It's almost over.
Right, because that's what I hear. Find somebody that likes you as you are.
Right.
If you go into a relationship and you have molded yourself into whatever, and you get into the relationship, how long is it gonna last? You're gonna be a whole nother person forever?
Right.
Like, that was the beauty of getting to know him.
Right.
He got to know me as me.
Right.
So he married me.
Right.
And he's okay with me being me.
Right.
And sometimes my me get a little heavy, and he might not feel all that great about it. But we push through.
Yeah.
We navigate, we work it out, and vice versa. But that's relationship.
Right.
But if we never took the time to get to know each other,
Right.
it makes everything even harder.
Right. That's true.
Build the foundation.
Build the foundation.
Slow down.
Slow down. Build the foundation. All right. So we appreciate you guys rocking and hanging with us on every Monday at 8 p.m. Every Monday at 8 p.m. We got Purpose for Forever. So
And you said, what's her name? Dr. Troy?
Dr. Troy.
Well, I don't know if you're still in here, but I'm gonna inbox you. I'm gonna send you a message. Dr. Troy.
Yes, Dr. Troy. Yeah. Dr. Troy.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you guys. So we look forward to seeing you guys next week. Same time,
Like,
same
don't we
channel.
have a couple next week?
Nope.
First week in April?
Is that the first week in April?
Yes,
Next week?
sir.
No, it's not.
It is, isn't it? Yes, it is.
We got one more.
No, we don't have another
We got one
Monday.
more. One more Monday.
Do we?
Bam. Look at that.
Oh, we do have another Monday. Okay.
So I'll let you guys know what we're going to talk about.
All right. Well, the first week in April, we got a couple.
First week in
My
April,
bad.
yes, we got a couple. So just stay tuned. Keep following People Evolves. Yes, indeed. So we look forward to seeing you guys next week. Same time, same channel. And as always, love intensely
Love unconditionally.
and love
On
purpose. Peace out.
Oh, my fingers is all over the place.
Me and you together.